Okay, listen, pay attention. Today in Africa, when you make your way to an African university and you ask your lecturer or your professor, I want to see a book you have written before. It may shock you to know that when you get a book that was written by your professor, you will not see any statement at all that is being made by that professor. All you'll be seeing is citation. According to Maxwell, according to George, according to Alexander Pope, according to Abraham Lincoln, you now ask the professor, Professor, what did you say in this book? Because everything I'm seeing in your book is quote and citation. As a professor, you are to prophesy in the academic field. So what have you written as an academic oracle? Nothing to show for it. You know why? Because our people in Africa, in this land of Akebran, we have been deceived that for us to be believable, that for us to have credibility, we must cite authority from the conceptual West. So if you are talking and you do not say, according to John Maxwell, according to Alexander Pope, a typical African will not listen to you. He wants to hear you cite a white man because he believes that that is the only one that has the credibility of talking to him. And such mindset is Shibbolite and antediluvian and cannot be accepted by every technocratic in our society. That is what we must debunk. If you say, according to Okafor, according to Kunta Kinte, according to Emperor Haile Selassie, nobody wants to hear. Immediately you say, according to Stone, according to Philip, they listen. It's a misconception. It is a colonized mind. That is a product of gumbo diplomacy. It is unacceptable. It is. So what happens? You get yourself, you walk into an African secondary school or university, you get the student offering history or government. You say, define democracy for me. They will define democracy. They will tell you democracy was defined by Abraham Lincoln as the government of the people, by the people and for the people. Beautiful. But then you ask them, how do you yourself define democracy? They cannot define democracy according to themselves because you have been taught that you do not have the right to reason something and define it by yourself. You can't. Abraham Lincoln is not the only one who defined democracy. It may shock you to know that an English poet and philosopher, Alexander Pope, defined democracy as the madness of many for the benefit of few. He defined it. So when you want to make argument and tell people, we too can define democracy, they say, no, we cannot. You say, why? They say, democracy is alien to us. I refuse to agree. Democracy is not alien to us. The ancient Igbo men in West Africa, in Nigeria, they were called and known to be practicing an Akefele society. The ancient Igbo men existed in Akefele society. That is to say, they participated in what was referred to as direct democracy. Direct democracy. So the Greeks were not even the first people to practice democracy. The ancient Igbo men practiced direct democracy right there in West Africa, right there in Nigeria, right there in the Igbo land. They practiced it. So it is not yastic. You must not quote a white man. You must not quote a man from the conceptual West for you to be believed. These are things we must teach our students in the university and in the academic environment. We must change our syllabus and our academic curriculum to fit into African problem. We must give African solution to African problem if Africa must get it right. Africa, wisdom is the principal thing. I remain the modern day town crier. Of course, you know, you can always request for books from me, free of charge. All you need to do is to go to my bio. You will see a WhatsApp contact there. WhatsApp it and tell it you need a book, and book will be given to you in less than 24 hours. Any book of your choice, free of charge. Remember, this is made available by Modern Day Town Crier and Germanify Online Library. The essence of this library is to get young Africans to read, because reading is a mental calisthenics. I love you and I care about you. Modern Day Town Crier for more wisdom. I love you and I care about you. Akebran, I salute you. Wisdom Africa is the principal thing. Ha ha.